Hello everybody, welcome to Campy's Clash. The first round of the early access in Armored Warfare that you had to pay for is done. The first week is over, the time passed by really fast because the game is just absolutely awesome. I had a lot of fun playing it, the guys that I play with were great, and the game is just phenomenal already. It's going to be really big later. People say that it's similar to World of Tanks. Well, it is, but it's only similar in the good stuff. And all the bad stuff that World of Tanks had, it just doesn't have or won't have. Armored Warfare is, you can quote me on this, the next big competitor to World of Tanks. Its reward system is awesome. There's no people calling each other news because there's no statistics shown. There's just nothing bad about it. Well, there are a couple of things wrong, and I have wrote them down, and throughout the early access I have seen them and played them, and I just want to talk about them. The first thing, server crashes. While playing early access, I crashed 4 times, but I would want to say that those crashes happened in the first, in the second, and the fourth day of playing. To my friend, it happened, I think, on the last day one time. I'm not sure. Maybe the day before that, but I have played with some people that have had crashes, including myself. But they are working on it since I haven't gotten any crashes in the last days. The other thing is more maps. In the last testing days, we only had 3 maps from I played. There were 4 maps in total, and you just get kind of bored playing the same map over and over and over and over and over again. I would like them, especially in the next early access, to make like 2 new maps, so it's just refresh. Cause we just need those maps to stay tuned, to stay like happy, because we're getting quite especially in the last day we talked about it. We're getting quite bored, the people that we're playing with. Frame rate is a big option. Now I know that they said that they haven't optimized the game at all because the code or whatever is easier to write without it being optimized. But I'm not complaining. Without recording, I get an average of 45 FPS on lowest graphics, and when I do record, I get 25-ish, and I don't really see that that's a problem because the game still plays very well even at 25 FPS. But when they will optimize the game, I would like to get about 35 FPS when I'm recording, because I believe that anything can be optimized, and since they haven't even touched into it, I suggest they do it quickly. And here's like a few suggestions without optimizing the way that you could improve the frame rate. First of all, in World of Tanks, shadows are a custom option. It's an ability. In this game, shadows and special effects and something like that, they're just made into the lowest graphics. If you take away the shadows and the effects, like when you drive, there's sand kicking behind the tracks. When you take that away, I think anyone could have decent frame rate, because those shadows take a lot out of the PC, and that's something they could do in the near future. Now here's something that they could do right now to improve the game. First of all, aiming. Aiming is really great, but the mouse sensitivity is off. It's good to have big mouse sensitivity when you're in third person mode, but when you're in sniper mode, you have to get lower sensitivity. At least make it a customizable option, because I just get sick of the sensitivity being too big when I'm in sniper mode and too small when I'm in third person mode. So they should probably make it so you have one sensitivity in the third person mode and the other sensitivity in sniper mode. And now come the big boys. Tanks like Sheridan and T-62, though you use them to aim stuff, you shoot. But there's just some vehicles that are too overpowered. Like I said, the Sheridan and the T62, and possibly, just possibly, maybe the T64 have to be nerfed. The Patton has no chance against the T62 when they go one-on-one. The Leopard on the T64? Depends on the occasion. Sheridan is just gonna kick anything. So please, just work on that balancing. Maybe there's some other vehicles that I missed, but there are vehicles that just have to be nerfed, or at least make the other vehicles a little bit better so we have something to play with. Speaking of playing, I get that this was the first round of early access, and we were limited to 3 hours a day. I think it was 5 hours in the weekends. On the next early access, there has to be more playing time. There just has to be. Make it a half an hour, 1 hour, maybe even 2 hours, but just make the next early access testing stage more playable. We need to play it more. That's what I'm saying. We just want to play it a little bit more. Maybe we don't have time to play it at exactly these occasions. So just make it from, instead of having it from 6 to 9, maybe have it from 6 to 10, or from 5 to 9, or 5 to 10 even, like you had in the weekends. But just make it a little bit longer. Armored Warfare is going to be absolutely awesome, and I know that. I'm looking forward for the PvE, although I don't see any reason why they should rush that. And I'm really looking forward to anything, absolutely anything that they're going to add. I recommend this game to anybody who can afford to pay 15 bucks for this game. Seriously, you won't regret it. This is an awesome game. This has been Campy, and I'll see you on that battlefield.